In this tutorial, I am going to talk about lesson planning. The day-to-day planning of the details and sequence of each day's work is of great importance to each individual teacher. While trying to perform his duties regarding the classroom teaching, the teacher has to pass through the following steps: pre-active phase of teaching, interactive phase of teaching, and post-active phase of teaching. The daily lesson plan forces a teacher to determine what learning activities will go on in the class during the period. A teacher who goes to the class without planning for the lesson runs off wasting time and dissipating effort. Indeed, the very act of writing the plan out forces a crystallization of the plan in the teacher's mind. Definition: according to Cater v. Good, outline of the important point of a lesson arranged in the order in which they are to be presented to students by teacher. According to Binning and Binning, daily lesson planning involves defining the objective, selecting and arranging the subject matter, and determining the method and procedure. According to N.L. Bushing, a lesson plan is actually a plan of action. It therefore includes the working philosophy of the teacher, his knowledge of philosophy, his information about and understanding of his pupils, his comprehension of the objective of education, his knowledge of the material to be taught, and his ability to utilize effective methods. Different steps in lesson planning. R. Scrolling in students' teaching suggests the following step in planning a good lesson. Select the most appropriate aims. Provide the illustrative materials available. Include crucial questions. Consider the level of ability and interest of the pupils. Consult courses of study and grade requirements. Select the best procedures. Tie the lesson with previous ones. Take into consideration the knowledge already processed by pupils. Include an appropriate assignment. Consider supplementary materials in making the assignment. Emphasize the main points of interest. Arrange a logical order of activities that would lead towards a realization of the aim of the lesson. Questions to be considered in planning. What are the need, difficulties, problems, and interest of the students? In what way can the requirements of the subject matter be made suitable to the capacity and growth of the students? What preparation have the students made for attacking the subjects? What are their experiences of the past which can be assistance in the present situation? How can the subject matter be presented economically and effectively? What type of material aid should be prepared and used in the lesson? What incidents should be related? What comparisons can be drawn and what similarities can be shown? What type of application work should be used to fix, to clear up, and to make real the grasp of the student of the general principles of the lesson? What method should be used to make the students participants in the lesson? All the objectives of the lesson, both general and specific, should be stated clearly in the lesson plan. A good lesson plan should outline in detail the various steps that teacher proposes to take in the class. A good lesson plan should not remain at the oral or mental stage. It should be preferably written. A good lesson plan should have its basis on the previous knowledge and experiences of the learner, and the present knowledge should be well integrated with the previous knowledge. Ample provision should be made in the lesson plan for arousing the curiosity and sustaining the interest of the students. The subject matter presented, the material used, the teaching aids selected should cater to the individual needs and abilities of the student. The lesson plan should reveal the development of the topic. Good lesson planning requires that the lesson units must be finished within the time allocated. A good lesson plan should contain the question asked, illustrations to be used, the assignment to be done, and the activities to be carried out. The teaching techniques to be used by the teacher should be clearly explained in the lesson plan. A good lesson plan should indicate the list of audiovisual aids to be used and should specify when and how to use them. Application stage for applying the learned rules and formula should find a place in the lesson plan. A good lesson plan should be flexible, not rigid. It should make the presentation more effective. A lesson plan should provide for consolidation and recapitulation of ideas. Reference should be clearly given. It should suggest activities to meet individual differences. It should provide intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. A good lesson plan should provide the basis for further learning. Approaches to lesson planning. Following are the main approaches to lesson planning: the Harvardian approach or 5-step approach, Gloverian approach, the evaluation approach, unit approach or Morrison approach, project approach, and RCEM approach. Now try this. What do you mean by lesson planning? Discuss its significance. What are the nature of lesson planning? What are the essentials of a good lesson planning? What is the importance of lesson planning for a teacher? What are the characteristics of a good lesson planning? State the importance principles of lesson planning. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages of lesson planning.